My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to the Bazaar. It's time to play my nemesis, Vanessa. Why do I call Vanessa my nemesis? I have the lowest win rate on Vanessa of all three characters by far. I do not understand this character. What I do understand is I'm currently being offered a life preserver, which is the opportunity to save my life for the first couple of fights. I'm going to do that. I'm not even going to look at the others. The fishing rod is very slow. The sharpening steel would need another thing to be sharpened. So we got one experience there. And obviously I'm not going for the piranha. Diver drone, fanged inglet, pyro. I'd love to get a burn build going on, but how much of a burn build is Vanessa really capable of anymore? Kyber drone has cooldown reduction, which admittedly is the strongest thing on this field. Also, I would love to get trained when you slow a weapon gains 5 damage for the fight. I would love to get that and then play a slow Vanessa build, because that's the earliest payoff for slow that I can possibly think of in the game. Other than, you know, like your first item being Jiter. Jiter. Yeah, the tat is supposed to be high. Anyway. Also, thank you to the person in the comments who's been instructing me on that. Life Preserver, by the by, every 6 seconds will shield us for 20, and the first time we would die each fight, it will heal us for 600 HP. So I need to get max HP until I have 600. We did get trained! Oh my god! Okay, I will try and play a slow Vanessa build of some kind. I'm gonna hit up the Strange Mushroom and go for the experience, and then in the next shop, I'm just gonna flood the field. Andy, you're selling me small items? I'll take an Illuso Ray and a Bolus, both slowing items. I'll even take a Honing Seal and roll. There's a Powder Flask for reloading?
Smart one for your size.
I can't use all of these in the next fight, so if I want a useful possibility, it'd have to be picking up the grenade.
Remorse never. Be remorseless.
Being an elder is just one perspective. Youth has its own wisdom.
Okay, so we have Bolus every 4 seconds, deal 20 and slow an item 2 seconds. Admittedly, I probably don't even want grenade on the field then, because I want the only weapon on the field to be Bolus, so every time I fire it, it actually gives itself 5 additional damage for the rest of the fight. I'm gonna sell Honing Steel to give myself the roll here, because none of these are relevant to my build board state at all right now. Left eye, 8% crit chance on my leftmost weapon, leftmost item. Honestly, that is more relevant than anything else. And I can even get that to propagate across to Bolus there.
You should know.
That is a lot of slow for me to have found immediately after finding trained. I'm honestly, seriously on board. This is great. Okay, so the enemy is going to be able to poison me a little bit with that jellyfish. Which admittedly is kind of annoying, but they're not going to be able to do enough poison to me to prevent me from surviving them in the sandstorm with my life preserver. Bolus is not an ideal weapon for me to be holding, by the way. It is a fast weapon and it does slow, so it is good in this position right now. But very, very quickly, I'm going to want a completely different set. I mean, honestly, I want Trained to be giving its damage to Proboscis, because Proboscis is a weapon that doesn't even have a cooldown. And then I just want all of my other things not to be weapons, but slow triggers. So, Dock Lines, which now only turns up at Silver Tier and above. Although middle has a 10% chance today to show me Silver Tier items. I'm gonna go to the Lost Crate. Curio, alright. Come on.
Close your eyes and grab something.
You never have proboscis when I want it, but what if you did this one time? What if you did me a solid this one time?
Warms my rusty circuits to see that.
There's improvised bludgeon as well. Every 7 seconds, slows 2 items for 7 seconds. I could just run a board of a bunch of slow triggers, but then it spreads out the damage to a bunch of different items that don't use the damage effectively. We got it! Sorry. I'm sorry. I did not mean to skip. That was too loud. I fully admit that. I've made this gamble so many times before, and almost every time this gamble has turned around and kicked me in the face for having had the audacity. And it didn't do that to me this time. And I feel like that's worthy of celebration. I don't feel like it was worthy of destroying your eardrums. I do apologize on behalf of the fact that I did that. But also, hell yeah. Giant Mosquito, you do have a proboscis in your shop. I say your shop, your not shop. You got cooldown reduction in there as well. You've also got Amber. Every 5 seconds, that's a slow trigger. That'd be nice. Rogue Scrapper, you have... Actually, Rogue Scrapper has some pretty good stuff. Specifically, the skill, slow at the very start of the fight, that's obviously the best, but... the Junkyard Club
They're loyal to me.
is also pretty good there. And it's a lot of additional money, and I am going to need additional money. Alright. The fact that I don't need the proboscis from the Dire Mosquito does make the difference here. So every time I slow from Bolus or Illuso Ray, one of my weapons gains 5 damage. Whenever it's Proboscis is the best, because Proboscis also just deals damage whenever I slow. Eventually Bolus needs to go off board so that Proboscis is the only item getting that damage. But I need another slowing item to put on field first. It's worth noting I had another full health bar waiting.
Is that even a battle? Maybe it's another empty chest waiting to be filled.
Bronze tier item. Oh, seaweed. Cool. A little bit of additional survivability for us. Barbed wire for a little bit of additional damage on the field. Admittedly, I'd like to replace that. I don't want other weapons. I want other non-weapon items. I'm going to go to Finn and gain regeneration right now to keep us going. Jungle Ruins or Andy. Get a tool from the workshop. Tools are pretty good for us. But small items could be friend adjacencies for Illuso Ray, which is a lot more slow triggers.
You've just taken the first step toward. Remember, diamonds come in small boxes.
As well as a lot more aquatic triggers at the same time. Silencer just gives 10 damage to Proboscis immediately.
Whoever said money can't buy class had neither. You want to buy that? I mean,
All right.
excellent choice.
Unfortunately, we don't have Bolus here on field anymore to slow, but I just filled the board with aquatic items. So whenever any of my aquatic item goes off, they are going to give the Seaweed 5 additional healing for the rest of the fight, which will give us a lot more sustain. And also, the Illuso Ray now has friends on both adjacencies, so every 7 seconds it slows 3 times, which is 15 damage, distributed in lots of 5 across our board. We also have the Silencer giving 10 additional damage to the Proboscis. Oh, this enemy is unfortunately scaling their damage with the Alpha Ray. And it's going pretty well for them. Their damage scaled very effectively, and the Life Preserver has already gone off. On, Seaweed went off and healed me again. That helps me survive one more barrage. If the Illuso Ray went off, I would have won that fight. But unfortunately, they just got there faster than us. We were pretty evenly matched. Like a couple milliseconds left in that fight. I'm gonna go to Curio and look at your burst shop.
Relax.
I'll upgrade Proboscis for 4 additional damage.
That's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you.
I'll buy and sell Magnifying Glass and Old Sword for the
While
same...
you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Same reason, just additional damage on the Proboscis immediately. And lead the store. I mean, Improvised Bludgeon is... it's another weapon. It does cause slow, but it's another weapon, so it's difficult to... You square that circle there. Lost Crate gives us our level up before the next fight.
Place to store the rest of the tyrant's gold.
Illuso Ray is pretty much always going to want to stay on this board, so I'm going to give it a second of slow duration to enemies. Centric Etherite obviously has some of the best loot here for us. Specifically has the best loot in rigged. Give 2 items 2 seconds worth of haste at the start of combat. Is it 3 seconds? Yeah, it's 3 seconds. God, it's wild. Not only do 2 haste triggers occur at the start of the combat, right? That's like by default, that's huge. But it's also 3 seconds of them. God, it's great. I really need to get a dock lines on this field. Obviously replace the narwhal with a non-attacking, a non-weapon friend.
But the bazaar will go dark without me.
Another barbed wire. Minsworth, I think I can go to you comfortably right now.
Back to business.
Those are certainly not the items I was looking for. I'll take Vanessa's amulet and then roll.
That's how it's done.
There's the electric eel. All right. 12. I'm going to be selling my life preserver now. And the narwhal. And the barbed wire. So yes, I'm not going to have a full field after this, unfortunately. So electric eel was really important there because every 6 seconds, it slows an item for 2 seconds. And whenever my enemy uses an item, it charges the electric eels 1 second. This is also an incredibly important upgrade target, which is why it's so important that I have it this early. Unfortunately, we didn't get a fight with an enemy there. We got a cannon, which I'll just be selling for 2 gold. 4 gold if I find another midsworth to buy it.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
With the very first upgrade of electric eels, this gets significantly more potent. Unfortunately, my enemy does have scaling here. Thankfully, it's only bronze tier. Unfortunately, they also have staying power, so it's going to trigger very quickly at the start of the fight until I start dealing damage to them. I finally got slow Vanessa off the ground. $566 damage from the Proboscis, baby! Golden Experience. As much as I want stuff from JJ in general, Golden Experience is a great option when I am as poor as I am.
To be filled.
Chemical burns. Burn and poison items get 2 additional. When you crit, your shield items gain. No, first time you burn each fight. Honestly, none of those are good in any way at all, so I will take the roll here. Okay, at least we have one good option here. Exposing toxins when you poison your items gain 1% crit chance for the fight. Heavy firepower. If you use 4 or fewer items in play, your weapons have 25 additional damage. We'll be taking Oceanic Rush. At the start of each fight, haste an aquatic item for 2 seconds.
I think you had a breakthrough.
Middle selling medium items, and admittedly, a medium item is the one that I want the most right now. The only problem is it's also pretty expensive. I can only find it in the first version of the store, and then I'll have to sell Silencer, Vanessa's Amulet, and the Cannon to get it. It's either that or I just go and get 5 regen and some more max HP right now, and then go for some more money later. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try it.
Nothing huge. All about moderation.
So here's the thing. I didn't actually find the one I came here for, but I'm gonna take the barrel. That's a lot of survivability for us.
People thought it was weird.
Technovirus is an easy win. Blood Reef is an easy win. Yeah, it just comes down to what I want. And what I want is to go beat up the Technovirus. So the barrel, every 4 seconds, shield 10. When you use a non-weapon item, this gains 10 additional shield for the fight. Illuso Ray is going to scale that up very, very quickly for us. So now we've got shielding, we've got healing, we've got damage scaling, we've got disruption. We've got a lot of things happening all at the same time here. It's great for us. I didn't think about this. What happens if the viruses don't destroy one another and destroy all of my small items? Okay, so I'm going to be able to shield through the sandstorm. The enemy has got a lot of poison on me, but thankfully the seaweed is healing me enough to keep me healthy while they will die to the sandstorm. Oh boy, that actually could have gotten pretty dicey. Virus. I'm not going to be using that. Sylvia, you sell silver tier items. I can sell virus, and I would be able... I'm looking at your very first store here. You could have dock lines. You do not have dock lines, and I am sad about it. But I will take Vanessa's Amulet. For just 20% crit. Also, it's visually looking like it's destroyed. That's funny. But yes, I'll just be taking that and wandering onwards. Thank you. 20% crit chance for all my items on field. Definitely worth it here. Give me a silver tier item. If only it was dock lines. I saw that it was a square shape, and I gave myself a second to hope. Dock lines? Power Sander is not dock lines. One of these days, I'll be given dock lines.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Oh, this will be a burn dually, unfortunately. Those are very potent. Not many small items that activate on the field, so Microdave is not actually going to be as fast as Microdave often is, but they've also got the scaling of a Omega Ray early, so it will be a lot of damage. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my good giddy god. Yeah, what's I supposed to do about that? Going back to the docks, give me a dock line, or give me the gold to get one. Ooh, Power Drill. When you haste slow, freeze, burn, or poison, charge this 2 seconds. Admittedly, that will be a good part of a board like this later. Fox Clocks, haste slow and cooldown items. I could upgrade Jellyfish here, but Jellyfish admittedly doesn't want upgrades and also doesn't want to stay on the field for long, so I will roll. There's Clamora. Clamora definitely goes on this field. It's an immediate slow trigger at the start of combat. There's also Weatherglass. I have slow and I have poison, but I have no access to anything else. I don't think I want to put Weatherglass on this field. It would be a way for me to get rid of the Jellyfish and the Seaweed and have more potency for damage on field as well, though. And also, it's good activations for the barrel. Okay. Oh, I just sold the poison. Oops. One reason I wanted to have this is because Power Drill and Weatherglass work together very well. Weatherglass every 6 seconds, burn 4, poison 10, and multicast 2. And Power Drill sees 4 triggers, 2 of burn and 2 of poison, so it gets 8 seconds worth of charge when the Weatherglass goes off. It's really cool. If I turn this into a heavy Weatherglass somehow, suddenly the Power Drill goes off even faster, and it scales. There's a future in that somewhere. Trashtown Mare versus Curvian Rocket Trooper and Sabretooth. Sorry, buddy, I need the money. You'll forgive me, right? Perfect. Shielded Knuckles, pretty much irrelevant to what we're going to be doing. The upgrade needs to go on Electric Eels if I'm going to be continuing to run them. They'll charge 2 seconds now every time an enemy uses an item, so they'll trigger basically twice as fast. Not exactly twice as fast, but basically twice as fast. I really can't wait to see what my enchants are. My enchants are going to make so much difference here. Like, this, for instance, Proboscis says when you slow, deal 81 damage. When I enchant it with anything else, it says when you slow, do whatever the other thing is. Oh, flashy reload. When you crit with an item, reload another item, 1 ammo. Neat. I'm going to go look at Pearl's dig site. We can find so many different pieces of tools here. Fiery seaweed! Heal 10, burn 4. When you use an aquatic item, this gains 2 additional burn for the fight. That's burn scaling. The only problem is Weatherglass and Barrel are not aquatic items. So this really wants me to pivot back into a completely different build. I'm not going to do it. There's also Radiant Bayonet and Silk there. Not going to be taking those. Submarine. Very fast weapon. Very good scaling. Rifle and gunshot. It's very good scaling in that if you give this additional damage, it also gets additional shield, so it is a good target for scaling. It just doesn't cause scaling very fast itself. Marbles! When you use an adjacent item, charge this 1 second, and every 4 seconds, it slows an item for 1 second. Admittedly, that is really good. Honestly, it's probably better than a Luzo Ray in this board. Specifically, putting it between Electric Eels and Weatherglass, I think, becomes the most slow I can access.
That looks like the Cretaceous era?
Also, it reduces my reliance on having friends on board, which is nice. I don't think Power Drill is how I want to deal my damage just yet.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
I should warn you.
Power Drill needs an enchant or another skill or something like that. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, I need many item activations to happen, and this enemy is just planning on killing me with a couple. Which is going to make our life a little bit difficult here. I don't imagine my... Yeah. Oh, especially if they crit. What's that, 23% crit chance? Dang. It's not like I was going to survive to be able to get them anyway. Additional burn or additional poison on Weatherglass, admittedly, would be pretty cool here. But realistically, I need to find... God, I don't want to replace the Electric Eels. I'm missing items for this build. I have to look at JJ. Water Wheel. When you use an adjacent item, charge 2 seconds. Haste your other items for 2 seconds. Haste is nice. Power Drill will see the haste charges. So what? Like, let's theory craft something. Power Drill, Water Wheels next to Power Drill, we have Weather Glass, right? So Weather Glass has literally no multicast yet. And I've taken all of those slots off field already. So I just need to get one slow item on field, and that would be, like, Weather Glass would probably be standing next to the Water Wheel, and then Marbles would be on the other side, and then Barrel would be there. So to be literally this board, it's just the Electric Eels that's replaced by the Water Wheel. Our damage scaling goes on Power Drill, and then Water Wheel will give out a lot of charges of haste, actually. It'll have 2 seconds of haste charge at the very start of the fight. I'm going to do this, actually. It'll have 2 seconds of haste charge at the very start of the fight, which Power Drill will also see occur, getting 2 seconds worth of charge. The Water Wheel is going to take basically until the Weather Glass, so 6 seconds into the fight before it goes off for the very first time. But then it'll give out 4 haste triggers to the field, which the Power Drill will see and will charge the Power Drill, which will give back charge to the Water Wheel as well. I think there's something in this. I think there's something in this right now. Unfortunately, I still think we're pretty much, like, an enchant away from this being good.
Adira has surpassed me in power, but he can never
Oh my god.
surpass me in years.
Okay, never mind. Toxic Flame. When you burn with an item, poison one. When you poison with an item, burn 2. So, Weather Glass just went from giving 2 incidences of burn and 2 incidences of poison to 4 instances of burn and 4 incidences of poison. Which means that the Power Drill is going to charge so much faster. We also have Righty Tighty the first 5 times you use your rightmost item in the fight, slow an item 1 second. Admittedly, that would be better if it wasn't for Toxic Flame here.
Goes back to our community. We Sphinxians thank you.
I'm intentionally fighting the Trash Golem here for the possible reward of Rainbow Potion, because Rainbow Potion would be all of Weather Glass active. Weather Glass wants to see a burn, a poison, a freeze, and a slow all on field in order to get its full 4 multicast. Oh my god, this is real. It's real! It's a real build!
It's over.
Ah, powder keg. I mean, at least I got the one that'll sell for the most. Kina sells non-weapon items, and I gotta go look at them.
Peace.
We'll upgrade Clamora. It's still huge.
Energy's
Honestly, it might be a better item on board right now because it's 2 seconds. It's 2 charges for the powder keg immediately. We'll have a look at whether or not that's a better idea. Roll. There's the Weather Glass upgrade.
Your aura guided me to what you needed.
Also, funnily, here is the Lighthouse. When you slow, charges 2 seconds. I would love to be able to run the Lighthouse in this build, but I think the Weather Glass with Toxic Flame, doubling the amount of triggers it gives to already a lot of triggers that it gives to Power Drill is too much to ignore. And then I'd have no slow triggers if I took all of these other items off board. Also, having more items on board is better because then the Water Wheel hastes more items, so Power Drill sees more hastes applied. Yeah, we'll be walking away from that. Grandmaster? I have money. Haste a second aquatic item with Clamor on field. That's a second aquatic item that will both see haste and Power Drill will see the haste being applied. Let's do it. Oh my god, that's so good. This gets so much nuttier for every condition of Weather Glass I fulfill, so I desperately need to find a freeze item or a burn item or a poison item. Literally just an item that fulfills any of those conditions to put on field. Ideally, an item that fulfills all of those conditions.
It makes this more fun.
Oh boy, they're going for a big sniper rifle that's going to shoot me in the face for 1,000,000,000,000 points of damage. Unfortunately, it will crit, and I can't stop that from happening. And I can't survive its crit either. That's really annoying. I was about to win that fight. I was on my way to win that fight. We are so close to this just winning constantly. It's just not there yet. It's just not there yet. Keen ease on the weapon items. You can give me a burn item, can't you?
Punish the warful.
It was lovely to see you anyway.
I feel like you're not being fully present with me.
Silver tier item, silver tier aquatic item. I'm gonna go silver tier item in general. Just give me... That's poison. It's not a poison that I can field, though. Is it? It cares about seeing haste triggers. It will haste. Weatherglass still wants to be the one next to Water Wheel, I believe. Alright, Mount Pass. Thank you for showing me a fight. Now let this fight show how well this build does.
I'm just trying to feed my family.
Okay, it does pretty well. Let's quickly check. There's more activations on the pufferfish than Weatherglass in that time, so pufferfish should be standing next to the water wheel. Also, pufferfish activates earlier, so that's another reason for it to stand next to the water wheel instead. I really wanted it to be electric eels. I really did. It's not. I tried so hard, but it was so underwhelming compared to just doing this instead. Shock Trooper admittedly has like one of the coolest things, which is incendiary rounds for applying burn. Do that rotation. Yep. Ooh, it's going. It's jamming. Trace of Fire. When you burn, your items gain 2% crit chance for the fight. That's actually pretty good. That is going to be surprisingly fast. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so this is an opportunity for us to put a poison enchant on Power Drill. And if I did that, Power Drill will immediately give itself not just 2 seconds worth of charge, but 4 seconds worth of charge. Because it also triggers Toxic Flame. Now, the alternative option is Sirocco Step for giving haste to the Weatherglass, and that would mean the Weatherglass has multicast 3 on give haste, 2 haste to 2 items, which, if that was the case, Power Drill and Pufferfish would both just, like, it goes ridiculously. I think I can get the burn or poison enchant on Power Drill later. I think if I give haste to the Weatherglass, this build never stops.
Don't move soon. I'll lead the mutiny myself.
And also, it's worth recognizing, Weatherglass is always going to stay on this field. It's just too many triggers for the Power Drill to see. I do care about crit chance. There's no way I care about barrel anymore. I do care about crit chance. I'll go to the Gumball Machine. Oh wow, 3% crit chance for the entire board as well as 20 max HP. I'd love to see that again. $30 max HP and another crit chance. You know what? I'll count that. That's good enough. Nautica sells aquatic items. The upgrade on aquatic wheel would be huge here.
Yay, it's my favorite air breather.
Alright, good to see you two. Catfish? No, it's the additional haste triggers are important because they trigger the pufferfish as well as the power drill, causing the water wheel to get triggered, which then gives more haste triggers, which causes it all to continue cycling.
Swim away then, or walk away.
We're out to
I could have gotten an additional multicast by giving the poison enchant to the drill as well. I want you to know that I knew that and still made the decision to go for haste. Them freezing the weather glass at the very start of the fight is actually the best freeze they can make. Is it going to be enough?
Like my crew says at the bar, another round.
The answer at the moment is no. I feel like I'm betraying Trained so much. I got it, I got the proboscis, I got everything I possibly could have wanted, and I still walked the other direction.
Oh, hello. I mean, welcome to my business.
That's fun. The boulder, every 20 seconds, deal damage equal to your enemy's max health. I already do that, but I use other items. Astrolabe, every 5 seconds, hastes a non-weapon item for 2 seconds. When you use a non-weapon item, charge this 1 second. No. No, my haste triggers are enough, actually.
Feel my lead.
I just need them to have more impacts. That's the next thing I need to work on. I'm gonna go to JJ's for... no, the crit chance is relevant. It's certainly the most relevant of the things they sell. Bouncertron, Car Conductor. Oh my god, Car Conductor could give me Race Carl. Oh, that's so fun. Admittedly, Race Carl's actually slower than Pufferfish at the moment, because Pufferfish also causes both a poison and a burn trigger on field. So yeah, Race Carl's more damage, sure. But in terms of speed of applications, well, but I think I care about more damage more, right? Maybe, but I decided not to in this instance. Oh my god. When you use a weapon, adjacent items gain 8% crit chance for the fight. There's no adjacent items I could give that crit chance to here. Old Zane sells skills unique to Vanessa. I don't think I really care about skills unique to Vanessa right now. Zara teaches haste and charge skills. Those are certainly relevant though.
Powers the mind, but it's the other way around.
First time use large item each fight. Haste 2 items for 3 seconds, so that's a faster... That's 2 additional triggers for both the Power Drill and Pufferfish, which means the second activation of Water Wheel happens even faster.
Space and time are only suggestions, and we can ignore them.
I'm gonna go to the Lost and Found for an Elusa Ray. Sure, I'll take you. Mysterious Portal finds Stell. Ooh, ooh! I mean, Flashbang's fun. Every 6 seconds, slow all enemy items for 3 seconds. I also have crit reload, so I could even possibly crit reload. Actually, I'm gonna buy that. That's actually hilarious. But I'm gonna reroll. I'm looking for Rivet Gun. I don't find it. That's okay. But actually, though, Flashbang. So the Power Drill and Pufferfish and Turbo Weatherglass, they have enough crit chance that I probably crit and reload the Flashbang. Flashbang slows all enemy items for 3 full seconds. That's a bunch of triggers that the Power Drill sees. It's also slow triggers, so it increases the damage of the Power Drill. And it's huge enemy board disruption. And also, it's still a slow item, so it still gives the Weatherglass the additional multicast. I've got to go with that. There's another version of that in Multi-Tool there as well, hastes an item and slows an item, but this being able to slow all enemy items and the fact that I have the reload for it,
We're out to defend.
oh my god.
Not to squabble with nobodies.
Also, with our our Oceanic Rush, and now with the Captain's Charge, we should very, very quickly get our first, like, everything's going off constantly. There we are. All the enemy items are slowed. It's legitimately slowing them down hugely, and we got a reload, and we did it again, and they're still slowed. Oh my god. Oh, that's a duct tape armadillo armored core. They even had sharp corners when they shield. The weapons gain additional damage to the fight. That was a really potent build. Unfortunately, we lost on a lot of early days, so we're going to be fighting a lot of very, very powerful builds. I'm going to go to JJ.
It's a crazy place, right?
Oh, harpoon to destroy a small item. Admittedly very good, but I don't have space for it. That is hilarious. Trebuchet? Every 10 seconds, deal 100 damage, burn 10. When you use another weapon or haste, charges 2 seconds. I would have to take poison and slow both off field in order to put it on. So the turbo weatherglass hastes fewer items. No, it's not. It's not sell absolutely everything as well as half of my board in order to buy a diamond trebuchet that still, like, yeah, it activates pretty quickly, but it's less powerful than what I'm already currently fielding. I've got to go to Pole. The upgrade for Weather Wheel is huge here. Dang. I will say, Iceberg, when your enemy uses an item, freeze it for 1 second, that's good fun. 16-second Boulder is its upgrade. This is a freezing item. I could field it technically. It's just I have to give up all of my haste from Water Wheel, which means that suddenly I don't have haste to provide to the Turbo Weatherglass. No, I don't. And again, I have to sell almost everything to get it because that was very expensive. Give me a gold tier aquatic item so that if it is super expensive, wow, rowboat, unusable rowboat. So that is super expensive, I can get rid of it. Also, weapons platform, this is great. Distributed systems, when you use a large item, haste 2 small items. So that's another haste trigger coming out of the Water Wheel consistently. Also, Pharaoh's Khan, you do have an energy potion which could replace the flashbang, but then I don't have slow on board, but then that's even more haste triggers. What I really need for this build is sick burn. Whenever you use a poison item, charge a burn item. Turbo Weatherglass goes off ridiculously at the start of the combat. Well, hello, Nufu. When you freeze, reload a weapon 1 ammo. That's also when you crit, your weapons gain 5 damage to the fight. And finally, the one we'll take, which is Crashing Waves. The first 5 times you use an aquatic item each fight, haste 1 weapon for 1 second. So that's some additional charges of haste we'll see really early for the sake of the power drill. I really want to go to the street festival, but I'm not going to be able to actually afford anything I want from anywhere, so I'm just going to go study, get experience, upgrade an item. The item that best benefits from an upgrade at the moment is Water Wheel, getting a second off of its charge. All in teaching a skill that gives some scaling based on what I'm doing would also be huge. I think the second quicker of getting into our perma hasting cycling state is worth its weight in gold.
My fight is
I've got a lot of different items that have different enchant conditions, so if I do lose this fight and get a random enchant, I can still make a lot out of that, sorry. Oh boy. Radiant Ballista. So I can't slow it at all. I could theoretically slow the entire rest of their board if they hadn't managed to freeze my slowing item immediately at the start of the fight with their Frostfire. Ouch. Celestial Conduit. Enchant item cannot be frozen, slowed, or destroyed. I mean, I don't want to give that to the Power Drill because the Power Drill can get a lot faster. Honestly, I think I give that to Flashbang. I think I need to make sure that I be able... Like, that fight shows the importance of it. Also, it's worth noting, small items are the most vulnerable to both destruction and freezing. Artisan Dunes for some additional poison on the pufferfish, I think is good here.
Imagine the wonders waiting for us in the ground.
Oh wow, rocket boots. 3 seconds of haste. 3 additional seconds of haste to water wheel.
That belongs in a
Incredible.
museum.
We're never going to run out of haste again.
Guess you can keep it.
We had like momentary flashes of running out of haste before. Never happening again.
Stop resisting.
We're finally late enough in the run that we're starting to find the level 10 enemies, and the level 10 enemies are especially good for us because Master Alchemist and one other enemy that can appear on these days have the Rainbow Potion, and Rainbow Potion would be incredible. It would get all of our Weather Glasses multicast on board. Frost Potion, freeze an item for a second. Yep. Cool. Street Festival. I'll look at Mac. Nope. I was looking there just in case he had the Rainbow Potion for me. C4 teaches ammo skills, Professor Wriggle teaches poison skills, Adira teaches diamond tier skills. I'm looking for haste.
I simply acknowledge the fact of my greatness.
First time you fall below half health each fight, your burn items have their cooldowns reduced by 50% for the fight. Admittedly good, but it doesn't really help us here. Your leftmost weapon has lifesteal. Lifesteal without an enchant on poison on the power drill. Admittedly, really good here.
Sphinxian could learn that.
That'll be a lot of health for us. Aerodrome to go to the Shrouded Figure. I'll take Knowledge. I'm looking to get to level 19 for my next enchant as soon as I possibly can. Yeah, I know that looks a little preemptive. When I'm down here slumming it
I may be young
on
and poor, Captain, but I've seen
level
shapes
14.
and
This build seems to be quite powerful. Hopefully. Without being able to freeze or slow down the right tools, it's nowhere near as powerful as mine. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted. Slowing their entire board with a Radiant Flashbang is legitimately huge here. 3,880 damage from the power drills. That was a lot of our healing as well. They also had a power drill. I see. You were doing a power drill build as well. Unfortunately, you don't have access to Toxic Flame, which is ridiculous with the Weather Glass. Just absolutely ridiculous with the Weather Glass. And he sells small items. Honestly, I'm going to go for the 14 gold from Regenerative Tincture. Goldie sells gold tier items, eh? I think it's Aerodrome to go somewhere. I could go to Goldie. Goldie's just very expensive and doesn't give me many items I care about right now. Curio, though. Cooldown reduction. It's the main thing you're offering right now. I guess that would go on Turbo Weather Glass.
I got everything you need. Just a matter of finding it.
Ooh, Salamander Pup for additional burn damage is not bad.
Use everything.
I'll also take the additional crit chance for the power drill.
See that find all.
Trash Titan. You've got Juggler. And the champion has freeze and stuff like that, but like Master Alchemist is right there. This guy also has a gold Weather Glass, so he could give me the upgrade on Weather Glass, but he's also got 2 copies of the Rainbow Potion that I care about so much. Oh. Gold tier loot item? 2 experience. Oh my god. So, we found the rainbow potion, which now means we have the ability to... I'm not going to be able to perma-slow their entire board anymore, because I've got to get rid of the Radiant Flashbang for this. Unless I think I can get rid of Pufferfish instead. Pufferfish sees all these haste triggers and gets Water Wheel to go off ridiculously quickly, but if I can replace it with 2 slots of something else, that might be worth it. So Clamora goes off at the start of the fight, and with Clamora and Water Wheel, we still have 2 aquatic items on board to take the haste triggers. So we see 2 slow triggers and 2 haste triggers happen immediately at the start of the fight. So the power drill is almost about to go off. The start of the fight, admittedly, is going to be slower here, but as soon as the Turbo Watch Weatherglass goes off, the fight never stops just pinging them with the power drill. So Turbo Weatherglass goes off 5 times, which is 5 burn and 5 poison triggers. Each of those burn triggers causes a poison trigger. Each of those poison triggers causes a burn trigger. So that's 10 burn and 10 poison triggers. Also, it puts out 10 individual haste triggers onto the board. It's also multicast 5 times, so it casts the Water Wheel next to it at least once, which causes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more haste triggers to come out on the field. So it's responsible for 15 haste triggers, 10 burn triggers, and 10 poison triggers. So that's 6 seconds in order to have 35 triggers applied to Power Drill, which is 70 seconds worth of cooldown. If I die with this build, I'm gonna laugh about it a little bit, but like, this is a dream come true already. How much more do I need than this to be happy? If it's more, I'm never gonna be happy.
Let's chat.
Oh, Long John, welcome back. Crit shots giving additional damage is cool and could theoretically be something at some point. The additional crit damage, like, we do get 20% additional crit chance every time the Turbo Weatherglass goes off on Weather Drill, but also Captain's Wheel here for additional haste triggers. 2 seconds into the fight, it would cause haste to adjacent items. No.
Don't buy, as long as we get to hang out.
No, this board does the best. I'm doing this board. Come on, Zixus. Please don't tell me you just have the build to shut me down right now. This is so cool. They've got a burn build going on, so that's gonna be annoying. They slowed at a very appropriate time in the opening there. The Weatherglass is now going off, which means the the Power Drill is going off constantly as well, giving me a huge amount of HP back. It got up to 93% crit chance before the fight ended there. The name of the game is making this happen faster. Upgrade an item, it would be Clamora. It would 100% be Clamora. Giving Clamora more charges means the Power Drill activates faster at the start of the fight. Because Clamora is used at the very start of the fight, and it will slow an additional item. I care a lot about HP, but I also really care about maintaining my money right now. I don't think Frost Potion's ever going to get used in. I think we are far past using Proboscis. So I'm going to go to the eating contest, but I'm going to take all of your free items here. I'm going to Nautica. I'm looking primarily for the Clamor upgrade. I wouldn't turn down Water Wheel. Okay, so if I do care about my max HP, I buy Tropical Island right now.
I'm sure you sailors know how to use that.
Every hour it will spawn a coconut or a citrus for me, and I'll sell them in order to get more power. Hulking Experiment. It has the haste potion, but admittedly, I've already got enough haste triggers. I've got everything I need. I go to Lord of Waste and get as much golden experience as possible here. If I still needed the rainbow potion, then I would go to the hulking experiment for it. I just need to get to this stage of the fight faster. And we can do it.
To be a dervish is to be free. Join us.
Don't give me your skill. I already gained enough crit chance. I don't want to give my opponents crit chance while I do it. Legitimately gave me the only thing I would turn down. Andy, do you have a Clamor for me?
You can't afford it.
It was lovely to see you anyway.
Class isn't for everyone.
Burn skills or poison skills? I mean, they both happen about as often as the other. Burn skills has hotspot, which poison skills does not have access to. So I'm going to look at Malafong. There's hotspot. When you use your leftmost item, burn 3. So when I use the power drill, I also get a charge of burn, which unfortunately won't trigger toxic flame because it's not burned from an item. Is there any reason I would want power drill not to be the item that causes that? I guess if I think Turbo Weatherglass triggers more times over the course of the fight, but Turbo Weatherglass triggers 5 times every 6 seconds, Power Drill is triggering faster than that. I'm almost entirely certain of it. I really wish I had another non-enemy combat to check my maths on that. Cerosaurus, oh boy. Oh boy.
You should know.
Oh
I'm
boy.
a bit of a legend on Pelago.
They're one away from a win. Don't. Okay, I'm life stealing a lot of health back here. Oh my god. I got to slow all of their items on field again. Oh boy, we got there. They got so close to beating us. Oh my god. Alright, I gotta check the stats on that fight. 37 activations of Power Drill. So yeah, it's certainly the one that wants to be in the hotspot position. When I use my leftmost item, it burns 3, so it's an immediate 2-second trigger for Power Drill. Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's great. Honestly, I think Radiant Flashbang for the full slow of the enemy board is incredibly instrumental here as to why I've survived this fight. Take a breath. You're doing okay. I honestly do need some more damage. 15 additional damage on the Power Drill is really nice. That's just more lifesteal. Quixel, small medium items. I'm going to take Cache of Riches for money, and then I'm going to go for the gold tier diamond or loot item. We get Cinders for some additional burn. And Veteran Octopus is definitely the take here. Level 19 actually is when you get your next enchant. So we get 5 experience from you right now? Yeah, 5 experience, 1 space, 2 space. Yeah, okay, we're getting our next enchant before the next rollover. Hopefully it's a good enchant to give to Power Drill. That's what I'm hoping for. Specifically burn or poison.
Pathetic. As spineless as a jellyfish.
I'm gonna go to the gumball machine this time. Oh, wow. So many shield gumballs. Completely useless to us, unfortunately. There's the fiery enchant. I mean, I could also go for heal, and then it will have lifesteal and heal, which is pretty fun. I could try and give it double lifesteal. Oh, obviously not. With 2 haste triggers coming out at the start of the fight from Oceanic Rush and 3 slow triggers, Clamora means that Fiery Power Drill will immediately activate itself, and when it activates itself, it will burn, and when it burns, it will poison, so it gives itself 4 seconds worth more of charge, and then it also gives itself 3 seconds worth more of charge from Hotspot.
My lessons are painful. Are you prepared?
Your poison items have +6 poison for each weapon you have. And that's a diamond tier? How sad. Oceanic Rush to haste 3 aquatic items. Unfortunately, I don't have 3 aquatic items. I'll be rolling here. Tempering. When you use a weapon, give it 6 damage for the fight. Admittedly, yeah, the Fiery Power Drill getting more damage every time I use it so that it lifesteals more is huge. Enemies have to have real board disruption right now. Like, they need to be able to destroy a medium item, or they need to be able to, like, kill me faster than I can start casting. Oh, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be a Square Pig. Square Pig with Soul of the District! Oh, no. I can take away a lot of their health. I can slow a lot of their items, but surviving the Soul of the District is really hard. Oh, I froze it! Oh no, they got a bunch of my health back. Then they crit me for 72,000 in the face. That's so rude. That's so rude! Ah! They had 20,000 health. They doubled their max HP. They had Soul of the District. They had lethargy cooldown increase of 50% to all items. That's why my build wasn't going off as fast as I needed it to. Oh my god, you absolute slime ball. You had exactly what you needed. I'm so mad. But you know what? How mad can I really be? We got this drill. We got this drill to go off. We got the Toxic Flame. We got to use Water Wheel. We had a Radiant Flashbang and the Rainbow Potion as well. This was an incredibly fun run. I don't care if it didn't necessarily win. That's okay. That's how it goes.
Use you in the fight on Pelago.
There's no way not to just be over the moon about being able to have done some of the stuff I got to do that run. Now, I gotta see, how does my rank affect? So 2697, is that after? 2697, okay. So what was it before? 2571, oh my god. Okay, so yeah, we lost almost 150 for going 7 wins. So it's 10 wins or you lose rank in the legend ranks. Yeah, it's interesting. I hope that doesn't affect the way that I play, because I'd still like to do fun and interesting things, even if they aren't necessarily the best, although I think that was also the best. It just needed to come online a little bit earlier. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been the Bazaar Top Left Series playlist, streaming past names of the people so generously supporting Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to Sorathil. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.